did you hit upon the idea of the character of Kylie? She's such a strong, interesting main character. How did that come about?
I've always adored strong female characters. Um, uh, as strange as it sounds, I was inspired by my mother, who is a nun.
Wow.
So it's strange because, how can like a nun inspire a gun-toting pickpocket?
Pickpocket. Yeah.
But it's about someone who will get in there even when it's not the place you want to get into and do what needs to be done and stand up for what's right. And that's ultimately where the inspiration comes from. So I mean, it's not pulled directly, obviously, but I think that's kind of why I grew up always admiring strong women. And then the films of like Robert Rodriguez, I love those characters. Michelle Rodriguez in Machete. I mean, I wanted to create something like that, so that's where Kylie came about.
Very cool. Now I noticed the episode length it tends to be between 5 and about what 12, 13 minutes, maybe
13's
15
our
minutes.
longest, yeah, and I think our shortest, if you cut away the season one recap, is actually only 3.5, and that's the episode, season two, episode 0, we called it. It's kind of a prologue episode.
Hmm.
Definitely a range in lengths, and I wanted to do that because I mean, when we started making this, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you can't have more than 5 minutes. Can't have more than 6 minutes. That's got to be the max. That's your viewer attention max." And so I did that, and we started off our first couple episodes are shorter. The first two is really kind of one episode that we split into two because we were told you can't have more than 5 minutes. And then all the feedback was coming in saying, "Hey, we're really enjoying the show. I wish the episodes were longer." So I guess they were wrong, and we just started kind of increasing the length a little bit. But at the same time, some episodes still come in shorter because it's just the length that suits that episode. So we kind of edit freely that way too.
Cool. Yeah, I would say the show was very well received. You guys have won a bunch of awards.
Yeah,
For,
we have. I mean, very fortunate. It's a tough game, the awards game, and I mean, you never know either. Like it's not necessarily. It's kind of like acting. You can be an amazing actor and deliver an incredible audition and still not be right for the role. And it's the same way in the awards world. I mean, we were nominated for a Streamy Award last year, which totally caught me off guard and floored me. The quality of the shows that were out there, and there are some other great shows that didn't get nominated. So I think it's the awards scene. It's about putting yourself out there and hoping for the best, and there's going to be people that love you and people that hate you, and I guess we're pretty fortunate that we've been on the first side of that.
well, yeah, I think the quality of the show definitely has a lot to do with that.
Thank you.
You guys started off on Vimeo. Now you're also available on KoldCast. How did you figure out how to distribute the show?
We actually pulled it from Vimeo. I was not a big fan of the Vimeo platform, and ultimately I had admired ColdCast as a viewer because I mean, they're doing the work for me, right?
Right.
Like I don't want to be hunting through 101 web series to find the 30 or 40 of them that are really great. So here's someone that will do the critique and do the adjudication, if you will, and say here, you know what, here's some of the best, so you can just watch those. So I was going there to watch shows regularly, and I wrote them kind of, hey, we're this little show Clutch. I don't know if you've heard of us. Would really love to be on. And I was so excited when ColdCast contacted me and said they actually said it was the first time that they unanimously said yes to a show, which was so
Wow.
incredible to hear. And it was a no-brainer to be on there because, I mean, ultimately as a creator, when you're on Vimeo, you're not making anything back on that creation. And I put a lot of my own money into Clutch, and a lot of the Clutch team have put their own money into Clutch. And I still have a credit card debt from making the first season even, let
Wow.
alone the second season. So ColdCast gives an opportunity for the fans in watching the show are helping us because of the ads that play before the show. And that gives us a little something back. It's still not as much as it needs to be, but it's a big help. And so I think it was a no-brainer to be on a site like ColdCast for that reason.